Welcome to Vsb News Online for Wednesday, February the 4th. I'm Charles Webb. Police are investigating a stabbing incident which occurred in Southampton Parish last night. Here are the details. The stabbing occurred during an altercation outside a Middle Road Southampton residence, during which an 18-year-old Sands Parish male received stab wounds to the torso and leg in the altercation. The residents, a 50-year-old man and his 25-year-old son, were also injured in the altercation and treated at the King Edward Memorial Hospital and later discharged. Investigators are appealing for witnesses for persons with information regarding this matter to contact the Criminal Investigation Unit on the main police number 295-0011 or the Independent and Confidential Crime Stoppers hotline 800-8477. The teenager, who is suspected of burglary, is in stable condition and recovering on a general ward in the hospital. For Vsb News, I'm Charles Webb. A robbery in broad daylight in which a firearm may have been brandished took place this morning on the South Road, Warwick, near Oswood Park. Police Media Relations Officer Robin Simmons provided an on-scene report.
Around 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday, February 4th, police officers were dispatched to a reported robbery of a motorcycle. It appears that a female guest worker, believed to be in her 30s, was riding in the area of South Road and Aswood Park in Warwick when she was accosted by 3 male suspects on 2 motorcycles. Her motorcycle was taken from her. However, there were no reported injuries. During the incident, one of the suspects brandished what appeared to be a firearm. However, as I said, there were no reported injuries. Inquiries into this incident are ongoing, and police are appealing for any witnesses, particularly any persons that may have been traveling in the South Road, Warwick area near Aswood Park around 11:30 a.m. Wednesday, to contact the main police telephone number 295-0011 or the Independent and Confidential Crime Stoppers hotline 800-8477. At this stage, the only information that I'm aware of is that the motorcycle was stolen. Obviously, inquiries are continuing into the matter, so at this stage, only aware that the motorcycle was taken.
Can you identify what type of bike it was?
At this stage, it's too early. I do not have that information. As we get more information regarding this incident, we will supply what additional information we can.
After an exhaustive investigation into the damage caused to the Royal Naval Dockyard by Hurricanes Faye and Gonzalo, the West End Development Corporation is inviting the island's construction industry to sign up for a major repair blitz. General Manager Andrew Dyers told Vsb News' Brian Darby that there is at least $4 million worth of damage to tackle.
Yeah, we have had several $1 million worth of damage. The final number is not signed off on, so I wouldn't want to preempt anything by saying it, but it definitely is in excess of $4 million. I would be able to be comfortable to say that, and we believe that it's more. So we've identified, it's been a long process, we've identified all of the works that are necessary, the ones that we've had sign off now with the, or preliminary agreements with the insurance companies. We are now getting prepared to obviously get this work done as quickly as possible, and obviously this would be a nice boost for, or at least an opportunity for those to bid on the various tenders as they come out over the coming days and weeks ahead.
It's not just the America's Cup, it's probably the cruise ship season is in your sights at the moment.
Well, every year during the winter we do what we call a winter works program in addition to that. So I guess you'd say it's threefold, not one or two. We have our normal winter works to get prepared for the season. We have we had, as I said, a lot of hurricane damage, primarily to roofs mostly, but we did have some interior damages as well as a result of the roof coming off. And then obviously trying to facilitate and work with the ACBDA to ensure that the host venue agreement is honored.
You do hope to have a place in the budget, no doubt.
Most definitely. I mean, in which budget that is?
The latest one.
Yeah. Well, actually, we don't. WEDCO is not funded by government.
That's right. So you'll get it,
which is an
from
important piece of it. Yes.
Can you see that being a problem?
No, I think that we've managed ourselves in a manner that enables us to facilitate and deliver what we need to.
Premier Michael Dunkley and Economic Minister Dr. Grant Gibbons are today making their administration's first official visit to Washington, D.C. Vsb News' Chris Lodge reports on the plan to spend 3 days on a round of meetings with members of the U.S. Congress, diplomats and businessmen with Bermuda interests.
The Premier says meetings with congressional members in the Senate and the House of Representatives are to start today. Mr. Dunkley saying the visit will afford a unique opportunity to continue to strengthen the relationship we have with the United States. He says as this will be this government's first official visit to Washington, we're looking forward to meeting some key decision makers on Capitol Hill. We look forward to a very busy schedule of meetings and the opportunity to discuss initiatives and programs that are mutually beneficial to both our jurisdictions. Meetings have been arranged with key figures on Capitol Hill, as well as the Treasury Department. Mr. Dunkley and Dr. Gibbons are also to meet with the UK's ambassador in Washington. On Thursday, the Premier will attend the annual National Prayer Breakfast, which is hosted by members of the US Congress and is typically attended by some 3,000 guests, including international invitees from over 100 countries. The Cabinet Office says the trip will update the island's long-standing friends on matters of mutual interest, as well as to make introductions with members of Congress where there is an interest in current Bermuda issues. I'm Chris Lodge, Vsb News.
Drivers entering and leaving Hamilton via the Middle Road have been for over a month confronted with a piece of heavy equipment standing on the roadside. No one seems to know to whom it belongs and why it is still there. And following complaints coming to the Vsb newsroom that it's an eyesore, I was given the task of looking into it. The dilapidated yellow forklift has been parked on the Middle Road just on the outskirts of Hamilton for over a month. It has a license number, so the first thing I did was call the Transport Control Department and was advised that it was being moved. That was yesterday. The vehicle appears to be mechanically challenged with rusting interior and exterior, a flat tire, and rather suspicious-looking pieces of cloth holding certain parts together. To make matters worse, it sits smack in the middle of a bus lay-by, with its dangerously protruding forks presenting a safety hazard to passers-by. Now, you would have thought this would have earned it a ticket, or many tickets for that matter, but no one at the Bermuda Police Service seems to be aware of its presence. In the meantime, it sits derelict on a main artery that leads to the offices of the United States Consulate, the home of the Deputy Governor, the Chief Justice, and what was formerly the official residence of the Premier. You know what? Maybe we need the clout of these offices to get this machine moved. One irate driver was very blunt in his opinion of this eyesore. When he saw our camera near the yellow hawk, he shouted, "It's about time something was done to move that piece of junk off the road." For Vsb News, I'm Charles Webb. And we'll be back with more news right after this.
In an effort to make Bermuda's roads safer, and in partnership with Bermuda Police Service and the Bermuda Road Safety Council, Defense Broadcasting is launching a safe driving campaign. Complete with thumb bands, come into Defense Broadcasting and 94 Reed Street and make the commitment to drive safer and slower for yourself. Your voice could be featured on the radio. Get yourself a thumb band as a reminder of your commitment to drive safer and with fewer distractions. While you're at it, why not get one for someone in your life who also needs a reminder that our roads do not discriminate. They can take anyone's life. Let's drive safe, Bermuda, and arrive alive. Peace and love. Safe journeys.
3 people, including a 6-year-old girl, were injured when 3 cars collided on the North Shore Road in Hamilton Parish around 7:30 p.m. yesterday. At last check, the 25-year-old Pembroke man involved was recovering in a stable condition on a general ward, while a 23-year-old Pembroke woman and the young girl apparently received treatment for minor injuries at the hospital before being discharged. Inquiries into this collision are ongoing, and any witnesses who have not already come forward are asked to contact the Roads Policing Unit on 247-1788 or the main police number 295-0011. They're holding the 10th Pachacucha Bermuda night this Thursday at the Workmen's Club on Cobbs Hill Road, beginning at 6 p.m. And once again, organizer Nikki Garay is looking for a packed audience and some thought-provoking presentations.
Pachacucha means, in Japanese, the sound of conversation. And what we have outlined for you this Thursday are 7 wonderful presenters who will talk about different topics, varied from Gonzalez Fay experience to how to lose 100 pounds.
It always does attract that variety, doesn't it? And these are all beginners?
Yeah, I think there's a mixture of people. Some people have presented before, some people are beginners. We have James Cooper talking about Caribbean art, who has talked about it it seems quite often, that he didn't come to the practice session. So it's a mixture.
Robots?
Robots is one topic. Yeah, spot on. One topic is from Bermuda's first vehicles to robotic vehicles. So that's looking at the future of Bermuda roads. So one fellow has come up with that talk, yeah.
Is it more of an interesting thing to you what your audience gets out of it or the speaker?
Well, funny enough, I think both get equal energy and are equally satisfied after they've come to Pachacucha or they've talked. And everybody says it's really hard. All the presenters say it is really difficult to prepare because talking about a topic is one thing, but talking about each slide for 20 seconds is a totally new animal. So it's sort of like it makes you change or think about how you present something, which makes you sort of like grow in a way, I think.
Well, it's good practice, isn't it, for life?
I think it's a great practice for life. I really do, and I think our politicians need to do it. Yeah. Not that I'm going to invite anybody, but yes.
You should try this.
Yeah.
Warwick Workmen's Club are your host.
Yeah, this year, well, this is our 10th edition, by the way, in Bermuda, so we're really excited about number 10, and this is the first time we're having at Warwick Workmen's Club. Sherwin Richardson, who is the acting director there, has gladly allowed us to come, and we're really pleased with the venue. It's fantastic. There'll also be food there. Right next door, they're preparing for us. We've said that a lot of people are coming, so there's going to be a mixture of Indian food or pizzas you can buy, and of course Workmen's Club has a great area to purchase refreshments from.
Do you get repeat audiences?
Yeah, we do. It's growing. We're expecting a packed audience, so come early. We're expecting at least 150 people.
National School Counseling Week is being celebrated here this week, and 7 counselors with over 20 years service have been spotlighted. Education officer in the charge of counseling, Leanne Simmons, tonight continues her upbeat interview on the challenges faced by today's public school counselors.
This is not your grandparents' school counselor. It is a different ball game, and we really have to be on top of our game to really know how to address shootings, how to address divorce, how to address when a parent is now out of work and they've been working before. So many things we have to stay on top of and really give quality service.
This is almost the work of a clergyman. You get to the soul.
Yes, we do. We have to get underneath all those layers because behavior, misbehavior, mental health, there's always something underneath it. We just see the surface, as I said, and we see symptoms, but we have to really start getting underneath. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that about guidance counsellors, because the only negative thing I've ever heard about guidance counsellors, and you have changed, is that they told children that they weren't born to be servants, and therefore the hotel industry, for example, should not be their ambition. Well, in Bermuda, that's not a question of service. It's a career that has tremendous possibilities.
I'm glad you brought that up, because what we have to realize is finding the balance between what our country needs as far as, in our international business, our tourism business, with what our students want to do. If I have a student in front of me that says, I want to be a rocket science, I have real talk. I don't discourage them, but I say, so where in Bermuda would you use that? So we are taking the Department of Labor and Training, their statistics that say, these are the Bermudians and non-Bermudians, these are the jobs of the future. We do that. We do give them their information. But at the same time, if that's not their passion, we have to kind of nurture their passion as well.
Yes, and Bermuda doesn't have the kind of diversity of jobs that you'd find in a big city.
Exactly. So we are doing our due diligence regarding teaching and educating and letting our students know what's out there in the world and what we need in Bermuda. But at the end of the day, it's their choice.
So it's time to say thank you.
It's time to say thank you to, yes. Well, as the education officer for counseling, I have a wonderful team. They go over and beyond. Some of them are emailing me on weekends working. And I'm like, have you taken any breaks? We have counselors that go into the home and help parents. And they just go beyond the call of duty. There's no 8:30 to 3:30 for them. And I want to just say thank you for all that they do.
And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Last night at the Devonshire Recreation Club, it was FA Challenge Cup replays between Wolves and the Boulevard Blazers and St. George's Colts and Southampton Rangers. In the opener, the Boulevard Blazers advanced to the next round of the FA Challenge Cup with a 2-1 victory over Wolves. Ian Coke gave the Boulevard Blazers the lead in the 20th minute. Kyle Brangman equalized for Wolves in the 42nd minute as the two teams went to the break with the score level at 1-1. The Boulevard Blazers went back in front in the 69th minute when Danye Taylor scored. This goal proved to be the winner, as they will now travel to the Somerset Cricket Club on Sunday to face the Somerset Trojans. In the nightcap, Shannon Burchell scored a goal in the 30th minute and the 86th minute for Southampton Rangers as they defeated St. George's Colts 2-0. Southampton will now travel to Bernard Park on Sunday to face the North Village Rams. Turning to tennis, Bermuda continued taking part in the Junior Davis Cup in El Salvador. Bermuda is presently being represented by Dylan Powell, David Leader, and Luke Astride Sterling. Bermuda went down to number 6 seed Dominican Republic in hot conditions. David Leader was first to take to the court on the day, and he went down in straight set 6-3, 6-love. Astride Sterling was next up, and he lost in straight set 6-1, 6-love. The doubles team of Dylan Powell and Astride Sterling went down 6-3, 6-4. Salters runners won 3 of 4 races at the Bermuda School Sports Federation's 2015 Middle School Cross Country Championships, which took place at the Arboretum yesterday. Salters also claimed 3 of 4 team titles as well, with BHS winning the other. During the under-13 girls race, Selah Tuzo from Salters finished first, with Holly Bruton from Warwick Academy second, and Jessie Marshall from Salters finishing in third. Ryan Otterbeard from Clearwater Middle School ran away with the under-13 boys title with his schoolmate. Nairobi Smith Mills finishing in second, and Daniel Cook from MSA finished in third. In the over 13 girls race, Ashley Irby from Salters crossed the line first, with Emma Harvey from Warwick Academy finishing second. Izzy Dutronat from BHS finished in third. Max DeSanqua from Salters ran to victory in the over 13 boys race. Jaden Ming from Warwick Academy finished second, and Quincy Kutze finished third from Summersfield Academy. Keith Hutchins will lead a delegation of young rugby players to Las Vegas next week Wednesday to take part in the Vegas Sevens. Hutchins explained the purpose of the trip. Jasper Blakes and Mike Neal are currently on the island hosting a triathlon camp. Neal explains the goals set by persons doing the camp. In commercial league bowling action at the Work Lanes, it saw Sweet Life defeat Guard Do It Best 4-0. The Alley Pals defeated the BPS Blue Lanterns 4-0, while Sunset defeated Team Unsponsored 4-0. BTC defeated the Braves 3-1. Livewires defeated the Superstars 3-1, and the game between Double Trouble and the Spinners ended 2-2. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Thursday, February the 5th, it will be cloudy. A few showers will develop with rain and showers late night. Winds will be southeasterly, moderate to strong, increasing southerly, strong in the afternoon. Strong gusts to gale force in the evening, then veering westerly towards dawn. We are expecting a high of near 70 and a low near 62. This weather forecast is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thanks for watching VSB News Online for Wednesday, February the 4th. I'm Charles Webb.